I've never seen a more strange shot because Lion is basically always with long sleeves. Anyway, it's our third test against South Africa where we already have a 2-0 lead. Hopefully today, Adelaide Oval has been a little bit of a happy hunting ground for us in both the test matches and in one-day internationals. But hopefully today we can absolutely continue on our merry way. We've had a 100, a 90, and I think a 90 in our 3 of our last 4 innings. So surely today we are due for another 100. Unless, of course, you know, we just have a poor innings, which, you know, is entirely possible. We've got the spinner starting off to a Steenberg. I feel like I didn't really face him much last time. I feel like it was just mostly pace bowlers that I came up against, but you never know. Maybe there was spinners as well. Of course, guys, just a reminder, if you want to get any of these career mode videos early, gee, that's a nice leave from me, just become a member of the channel if you can do that. If you don't have to, you don't have to, but there's at least 3 ahead at the moment of the career modes. You'll be able to see them time and time again. There's plenty of people already a member at the moment who are absolutely loving the early access. I post the videos and they're like, oh my god, I get to see it so quickly. And you see their comments before everyone else. So if you really want to get first on a comment, that's the best way to do it. That's in the gap. That'll be a couple more runs for myself. And for those who always ask about my difficulty, there is a video on this. I did it a long time ago. The thing about difficulty is it's a tricky one to talk about because it changes without changing. And in career mode, as you get better as a player, your stats improve, and it actually makes the game easier because you're playing with a higher rated player. When you start career mode, your player is very low rating, so it's harder to hit boundaries, harder to hit fours. And once you sort of get into your career and you become the player that you want to become, like I have currently playing for Australia, it means the difficulty is going to be easier because I'm a higher skilled player. It's not going to be a lot easier, but it's going to be a little bit easier. So that's why at times when I do score runs, quite quickly, it's because I've actually just gotten better at the game, playing over 80 episodes now of the career mode, and I can hit shots like that go to the boundary nice and easily. Obviously, earlier on in the career, less skilled, and probably just not as good at the game, makes things harder. So whether I do increase the difficulty at some stage, if there's not really much of it to increase anyway, but maybe I'll just tweak the sliders like 1 or 2 up, just to make it a little bit trickier again. But, there's not too much you can do once you've hit the hardest, and your play's pretty good. That's no run there. Now, of course, later on this week, Australia are about to do a little tour of New Zealand in the real world, which should be hopefully a pretty decent tour. New Zealand have been quite good at Test cricket in recent years. They won the World Test Championship a few years ago. They've had a few changes to their side. You've now got Rachin Ravindra in there as well, and obviously Williamson still playing quite good. They've had a pretty successful series against South Africa's B team or C team because a lot of their best players were in South Africa for the SA20 competition. So how much has that affected their leading? Whereas obviously Australia just won 4 out of the 5 test matches they played in Australia, losing that one to the West Indies. So it does make for a pretty interesting series to see who will actually come out on top, especially in New Zealand conditions where Australia haven't really toured for test matches anyway for a number of years. I think it's probably been 6 or 7 years since Australia has toured New Zealand. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. But you should expect Australia to probably win that series anyway if they continue to be in as good a form as they have been. It's 3 for 102. I would love to hit this straight down the ground over the top of everyone. That's not the ball to do it. That also was not the ball to do it. Because if that fielder was deeper by not very much, it probably would have been the catch. That's a better shot. Wait, is this a pink ball test? It is! Edged. Just dropping short of the fielder. Oh, that is a nice shot again. And that is 1 bounce for 4. Oh, have a shot. Oh, that should be more runs. It's going to be another boundary. This is more like a me innings with shots like that. I'm on. Oh, ho, ho, ho. 6. Gee, I'm on here. It took me a few overs to get in. Oh, now that I am, I'm on. Oh, I've just run out Steve Smith. That's no good. That's straight in the air. But it's also got a fairly long way. It'll be 4 more. Sheesh. Another boundary. I'm just teeing off at the moment. That's 50 from 36 balls. 4 boundaries in a row. Sorry, 3 boundaries in a row. 10 fours and a 6. 46 of my 50 runs have come from boundaries. That's pretty crazy, considering I've also had 25 or so dot balls. Just the one there with an inside edge. Oh my goodness, what a catch. Off the reverse sweep. The man at slip has just taken an absolute blinder. And of course it's the spinner who comes on and gets me. And I'm disappointed by that, but I thought I'd actually played the shot pretty well. Sorry, can we understand why I've got the ball so early on in the innings? Like, I've bowled 3 overs at the 12 over mark. My first over was like the 7th over. Is that a catch? I think he hit it into the ground. But just keep bowling the quality lads. Yep. Oh. Ouch. Edged. Oh my goodness. What a catch. Who else but Cameron Green? Marnus is the first one there to celebrate as always. Tried to cut it away. The man with the long arms. Green does the rest. 1 for 63. We'll have a drinks break. Waiting on any sort of false shot. It's also been disappointing at how, like, I've bowled so many overs so early in the innings. I would have loved for someone else to have done a little bit of work this early. Almost 7 overs at the 18 over mark. For a part-time spinner. In what looks like a pretty warm day. Anyway, it's been a good over this. Hopefully we snag a wicket at the end of it. I'm going to toss it up, spin it back in. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Maiden over, 1 for 75. The Australians have done a nice job. We didn't have too much influence with the ball. And under the lights at the Adelaide Oval, we'll be coming in at 3 for 154. Not sure what the state of the game is. Our lead is 181. So we just had a 27-run lead in the first innings. No run there. That's well protected. Got. Before, I haven't had that many second innings. Oh. In Test cricket, maybe this is why, because I just can't seem to bat during them. That's an outside edge, and I'm out for just a few runs. On the drive, a nice catch at first slip. I'm out for 4. It's 4 for 158. So what will Australia end with? About 280, which means that South Africa to win need about 300, 310. You can see we've got a few cracks on the field. 310 is the target. We said it would be around that mark. Oh, and we've got a wicket first ball with an outside edge. That is absolutely exactly what we ordered. I'll charge through in celebration. Have a look at that. It's a little dusty, this pitch now. I assume we're into day 4, perhaps it might be. It is day 4. And a wicket first ball. What a start. Not only that, now there are 2 fresh batsmen in at the crease while we have the ball in hand. Burgess and Verena. Oh! Ho ho! Whoo! Whoo! That is zipped past. I genuinely cannot see the gap in between the ball and the stump. It is that small. That is how close I was to getting that wicket there. Oh, and he's got that away, so that will be a run. That'll be a good way to get yourself off strike when I'm bowling like this very early in the innings, and all of a sudden you just have a bit of panic in your eye. one from the over and the wicket. 4 for 85. Oh, he's hit that in the air. I do have the short mid off to try and take that catch, but Verena's hit it to the boundary. It's 4 for 101. Now, we do have this really short crack that we've tried and hit. We're attempting to try and bowl it on it and just see if it does create any sort of chaotic moment. Maybe the ball stays low or something. Or it just spoons it up in the air for a moment. Edged! Oh, it goes very short. Okay, we are working towards this. 5 dots in the over. That's hit him on the pad. That's very, very close. Does it pitch in line? Ah, that's the discussion. Does it pitch in line? I think if it does, it's out. But if it doesn't, obviously, then it's not out. So it's worth the review. Oh, it has gone a mile outside leg, hasn't it? It's actually going to miss the stumps. How far did it turn? Oh, my goodness. Well, we've got work to do. That's really tricky to get an LBW that way then. I'm going to have to go wide of the crease to then get it to turn the same amount to hit the pad and get him out. So we're trying different things here. Cam Green got a wicket last over. Can we add to that with one of our own? South Africa are 5 for 115, chasing this target of 310. So you imagine Australia are going to win it. Is that going to roll onto the stumps? What are you doing? What are you doing, Alex Carey? I feel like you've just cost me a wicket here. Hit the pad. It's rolling, it's rolling, it's rolling. If you don't grab that, that's going to roll onto the stumps, I feel. Silly goose. Oh, maybe cost me a wicket, and now I've just thrown the ball straight at Verena's head. It's maybe a little excessive from me. Wouldn't have thought I should do that. That's chopped away, no run. Wicket, wicket, wicket. Hazelwood and Green getting those 3. We've now got a chance to take the final wicket. And 9 for 190. Oh, that's it past the edge. Edge! There's the game! There's the test! And it's 3-0 Australia. I don't seem too over the top about it, but I should be excited. We've just won it. Here was the final breakthrough. The final wicket. A little edge to Cameron Green. Takes the catch. Australia 110 run winners as we close out the series 3-0. And your player of the game, Cameron Green. Ooh, under the lights. Everybody's blinded, so they've got to put their sunnies on as we take home whatever this is. Shield again. Cameron Green did a pretty good job with the ball. 4 for 36 in the second innings. Also had a 42 in that second innings. Nathan Lyon, by the way, a 58 in that opening innings for Australia. All vital runs as they went on to win this day-nighter towards the end of day 4 by 110 runs. I mean, look, that probably was not my finest performance in all of world cricket, but it was good enough to be fair. And now we get to play South Africa in some one-day games, which once again is going to be at the SCG, the MCG, and the Adelaide Oval. I would like to play more matches not just at those 3 grounds, like if we could play one at the Perth Stadium or at Junction, not at Junction Oval, but like, you know, the non-big 3 would be nice. Another series sweep for Australia where I am your player of the series of that test match. I had the most runs. I had the most wickets. I'm absolutely dominating this at the moment. We can't wait for our Big Ashes series or our big series against India or World Cups to take the world by storm, because at the moment, we're playing pretty damn well. And if you want to look at what else we've achieved, we've got Australia to the #1 test ranking, which is huge. The teams who are not playing very well is India. That's very surprising there at the bottom. But New Zealand and Bangladesh are some of the 2 better sides. We've just beaten the West Indies. We've just beaten South Africa in test series. In one-day games, we're not the #1 side. We did play a series against the West Indies where we beat them 2-1, I believe. So they were one of our more fierce competitors. And in T20s, we are equal #1 with a number of these teams. So we get the opportunity to play South Africa. And I've currently got a test average of 51.56 with the bat, which is absolutely huge. We've got work to do in the one-day and T20 formats of the game, though. So we'll work on that and do it all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you all next time. Goodbye.